All right, guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do a classic. It's Conan the Barbarian, issue number 142. I don't mean classic as in a classic story, but a classic Conan coming from from Marvel Comics back in the day, right? We continue with the Titan Conan pretty soon if I, have the comics that I need. But I think it should be fun to do a one shot. And well, this is the one shot, and you can see on the cover probably what's going to happen. Right, we start here. It's by Bruce Jones, John Buscema, Ernie Chan, Jenny Chang, George Russo, Louis Jones, and Jim Shooter. Okay, I have that out of my system. And this man is I don't know. I believe maybe he's maybe an escaped slave something, and I don't know. He doesn't know where he are, but he's dead. that's the short gist of it, right? And like I said, you probably know what's coming, right? So this is the monster. So, but then Conan is traveling with a girl called FIFA, and it seems that her sisters were missing because in the previous issues, I guess she is saved by Conan, and now they are looking for her sisters that's been sold out of this port at the slave market, right? So we have this girl here. Being sold out as a slave, but all these beautiful young women are here, and and then there's this guy coming up, and then one of these I don't know people in the crowd says, "Ah, that's Forbus. He never gives the rest of us a chance, and he has the wealth to back him too. The Forbus the Bull, they call him, got an insatiable appetite for the wenches he has, keeps an army of eunuchs to guard his harem. Comes here once a month and buys every pretty gal under the 25. Been at it over a year. But he's lame." That's coming. Oh, man. So he says, yeah, it seems that he has had a woman that was jealous, and that woman did something to him and made him lame. And then, so FIFA says, do you think perhaps Phobos could have bought my sisters? Why don't we find out? How do you feel about being tied up? Pardon me? So his brilliant plan is to, give her up for, as a slave. I mean, what could go wrong, right? So Forbes says 300 talents. But then another one says 350 talents. And so this guy says 400 talents. And he says 410 talents. And I say, this bidding is over. What do you say, auctioneer? So he's been threatened. Of course, it goes wrong. And Conan says Forbes is quitting without a fight, so Conan comes in, punches this. Well, he's a pirate. His pirate friend comes in, but Conan is Conan. He says, "No, put back the swords." He's going to, and he says, "Fools, look how you're stabbing me. Careful with that." And they are running away, and they're looking for Forbes, right? And so he says, so he finds Forbes. So I bid that fool pirate, and I discovered I was a bit sure. So if you're still interested, for the original price, why not? Give him the gold, Tumac. So he's getting the gold, and FIFA here says, "I don't even notice Conan. What if he could merely take the gold and be gone?" Yeah, you haven't thought about this, really. What if I have sold myself into a lifetime of slavery only to find out that Forbes has nothing to do with my sisters? Mitra, give me courage. So, and then there's this woman that is looking for her darling. She says, "You can hide me from your lover's affectional night. What is glinting in the moonlight? A broken knife? Blade? Strange." And then she's turning around and, oh no! Oh no! And she's screaming, running away, but it's too late. I always love this shot because, not always, and I mean with that, John Buscema and Ernie Chan have a knack of, doing some eerie stuff, with smoke and fog in the background with the stuff in the front. It gives it a very eerie feel. So, okay, it seems that Forbos has his tower, and it's pretty well guarded somehow, which is strange for, what does he want to do with all these women, right? And why did he cut all of his man's attributes? So, all right. So FIFA comes in and he says, she sees all this harem and people dancing and, all, how to say, loving the wealth and the pleasures of what this castle has to offer, I guess. And then FIFA, darling, is it really you? And it's Rula. And she says, you're so plump. You're so plump. And she says, tee. You didn't say it so disappearly. He likes us like that. Likes us that way. He prefers his woman with a bit of meat on the bones. Are you saying she's fat? All right. And she says, where are the rest of my sisters? They already have been taken by the master for his private harem to wait his pleasure. It's my turn next. They say to be his brides approach heaven. Don't talk nonsense, Wooly. We're getting out of here. Getting out? Yeah, rescue is at hand. I brought help. But I don't want help. I want to be his bride. Oh, FIFA, you're as pig-headed as ever. But you'll see, little one. Escape is impossible. All right. And she thinks that maybe she's been drugged. So she's doing the signal. And then Conan does the Prince of Persia thing and, uses his wit and, rope to, climb the towers, if you will. And what's that noise up there? Sounds like giggling. So all these women are here. I mean, it must be a dream for a man come in, right? All right, so it seems that Rula is the next one in line and she's been prepared. Don't be jealous, little sister. Your time will come soon enough and they will all be together in the bridal chamber. Yumi, Bethine, and Lola, all the brides of the Master Forbus. Right, so she's very happy, right? And then Conan comes in. And then he's been so the women see him and he says, sounded the alarm, and then the eunuchs come here. Who enters the house of Forbus? Right? So they're having a fight, and then there's some humor in here. My friends call me Conan. He says, no, it's not Conan. And he says, Conan. Yeah, that's better. It's going to bite him in the ass pretty soon. All right. So, bright lads, for eunuchs, very well. Are we all together? Oh, wait, Rula, Lola, and Bethane were taken by the bridal chamber. The what? So, she's meeting with Forbus, and he says, this way, lovely Rula, to the garden of love, where we consummate our marriage. Oh, Forbus, how romantic. Amazed? Oh, darling, you think of everything. Yes, everything. I'll try to be a good wife, Forbus. You'll just fine, lovely one. Now stay right here and shut your eyes, and your husband will bring you a big surprise. And she says, tee. Yeah, right. So Conan says, this is the bridal chamber? I don't understand. Rula said, Conan, look down here in the maze. It's Rula. Something is pursuing her. I can see the shadows. Come, we got to get out of here before the guards come. All right, so the guards come, of course, and Conan is, defending himself or trying to get out of here, right? And he says, Conan, he's breaking my arm. Well, we fight him, gal. He's only trying to distract me. And he says, I thought the name was Conan, my friend. That made me chuckle a bit. All right, so he's been tied up, and then later, in this garden, right? The maze, Conan, they staked us out in the maze. Here comes your brother-in-law. Why don't you ask him? The barbarian from the slave auction. Am I correct? Come to buy the girl back, have you? I'm sorry, the bargain is sealed, as is your fate. So he says, hey, why don't you give me the girl and I get out of here, right? What does one girl matter? To the average man, perhaps nothing, but the appetites at Castle Forbus are considerable, more considerable than you ever imagined. So he tells his tale, right? So I wasn't always buying them, There was a time when I didn't need this cursed walking stick, when I was the handsomest and most successful rake in these parts, a seducer of innocence, a cad, if you will. Don't know what a cad is, but probably maybe a gigolo or what, I don't know, maybe a, like seducing women. I always left the wenches smiling. They would be grateful to have me, even for a single night. I collected them, barbarian, the way other men collect the wine bottles, and like the sweetest of wines I drank deeply and often, and when the bottle was used up, I discarded it. Then Katarina came along, the woman of my dream, harlot and angel combined. I fell in love with her, and she with me. I did truly love her, but the philanderous ways are not easily changed, and one night she caught me in the field with one of her milkmaids. Now, Katerina was a jealous woman. She was also practicing witch. Wow, that's coincidence. Her fury was boundless. The poor little milkmaid fled, and I was left to take the brunt of her anger. So Katerina says, "Forbus the Bill, are you? Forbus the Bill indeed. Perhaps you should be kept in a pen like your brethren here." "Aye, your brethren." So she is bewitching him or something. When I awoke, she had disappeared, and my curse, my doppelganger, stood before me. And at one time a bull, now a monster of perversity. I brought it to this maze, keeping it hidden from the townspeople who would surely kill it. But its appetite for women far exceeds mine, I'm afraid, as your poor sisters find out. So, okay, her sisters are dead, right? So then the monsters came. He says, "It comes, farewell, my friends. I bore you no malice, but unfortunately, Katerina's curse is your curse. Farewell." So he disappears, right? So yeah, it's the man bull. Conan, uses his inhuman strength to break free, and he attacks then the bull, right? And but the narrative says, "Then began the battle twixt man, half man, between razor-pointed stake and razor-pointed horn, a battle that can boast but one outcome." Yeah, so he's way too strong. But then, of course, Conan is a man, and man has brains, and he's outwitting this man bull. And then he says, "Now, devourer of women, now the wrath of who has tasted the delights of more women than you ever know. Yeah, and found them well worth cherishing. In the name of the self-same maidens, die at Conan hands." And he says, "Wait, barbarian, no!" And then, simultaneously, here now, it's all over, little Fia. "Conan, look, Forbus, he's crumbled." But, oh no! I crumbled at last and dying. Perhaps this better than way. A cane cannot make me a man. And then he dies, dead. Conan, his legs, look at his legs. They're the legs of a bull. "I'm afraid I failed you, girl. I brought you here to rescue your sisters, and all I've done is show you death. I'm sorry." But she says, "Your apologies are unnecessary, brave Conan. I think at the end, even wretched Forbus was trying to thank you." All right, so that's basically the end of the book. And, short, sweet, pretty cool, well written, tight. Like a lot of these Conan books back in the day. How old this book is this anyway? So this is from, come on, camera, 1983, right? Wow, pretty cool. Like it. Not in the best condition, but who cares? I believe it suffers from water damage or something like that. Yeah. Let me know in the comments what you think. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. More is coming, guys, as always. See you next time. Bye-bye.